Hey guys, this is Ain't That a Mother coming to you with my at-home laundry detergent tutorial. So these are all of the items that we're going to be using here today. And I'll go over each one of them with you, including price. All of these things I either purchased at Walmart or I had laying around the house. So the first thing that you're going to need is the 20 Mule Team Borax, and this is a detergent booster. And this was $2.97. And we'll be using 1 cup of that, which I already have measured out here. And then we'll be using the Arm & Hammer Super Washing Soda. You want to make sure that it says washing soda and not washing detergent. This was $2.97 for the box. And, oops, it's kind of hard to grab through the viewfinder. This is a cup of that as well. And then we're going to be using 1/4 bar of the Nails Fap. I always mess this up. Fels Naphtha bar soap. It's a laundry bar and stain remover. This is made by Purex. This is 97 cents at Walmart. And this is how much you'll be using. 1/4 of a bar. And it's just like a regular bar soap. It smells really good. And this is what I'm using by choice to fragrance my laundry detergent. This is the Purex Crystals in a Tropical Splash fragrance. You could also use like Downy Unstoppables, or you could use like essential oils or something like that. But I'm just choosing to use this for now. I might try something different. And the last time that I made that, I used this amount, which is 3 tablespoons of the crystals. I'm going to actually double this and use 6 this time just to get a little bit more fragrance out of it. So this is the amount that I used last time, but I'm actually going to be doubling it this time. And then I've got my 2 empty gallon jugs, which one is from sweet tea and one's from like an orange drink that I use for the kids around the house. And I just rinse those out. And they're not actually dry on the inside, but you probably do want to dry them out. And then this here is just a funnel. I'm going to be using this once we've got everything mixed together in the pot to get it into the jugs. And this is just my tablespoon so that I can measure out the rest of my Purex crystals. And my cheese grater, which I actually just had used it around the house. I had never actually used it for cheese. But this is the way that you get your bar soap grated, like this. This is 1/4 of a bar of the Fels Naphtha bar soap that's already been grated. And the way that I use this is I just set my cheese grater right on top of the bowl and just ran it across this way. And it was really, really simple. If grating your soap is not something that you would want to do or that you're able to do, they do sell it on eBay already shredded. But once you add in shipping and everything, it comes out to be like $4 or $5 a bar. Keep in mind, I'm only paying 97 cents a bar for it out of the store, so it's really worth just shredding it yourself. But they do offer that option. And then I've got my whisk here, and I've got 8 cups of boiling hot water going. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And this is really, really simple. Like, I was really afraid I was going to mess it up the first time, but it came out really, really good. So fingers crossed that it goes that way again. Okay, so like I said, we've got 1 cup of our borax, 1 cup of our washing soda, 1/4 bar of grated Fels Naphtha. I always mess up saying that. And then this is only 3 tablespoons, but I'm going to double that. So the first thing that you'll want to do is you'll want to take your grated soap, and you're just going to dump this directly into your boiling water. And I'm just going to continue to stir this until the soap has completely melted into the water. And I got this recipe off of a vlog. No, actually it was a blog. I can't remember her name right off the top of my head. I can probably find it and leave a link in the description box. There's a couple of different ways of doing this. I know there's a recipe where you can use like Dawn dish detergent instead of the bar soap, stuff like that. And I'm just going to turn this down because it's up to boiling, so I'm going to turn it down to like medium because I don't want this to boil over. which it looks like it's about to. Hold on. And it smells really good, like it smells really soapy. So I'm just going to keep this boiling until my soap is completely melted. And you'll be able to tell because there'll be no chunks left in the water. I don't want to get too close. I don't want to drop my phone in there. One of the questions that I've been asked so far is if I use like a particular pot and a particular whisk in my kitchen for making my laundry detergent. And my answer to that is you can. You can set aside certain items in your kitchen just to use for making your laundry detergent, or you can use the same items. As far as I know, none of these products would be harmful if ingested. It's just like soap, like a regular dish detergent or laundry detergent or something like that. But with me being pregnant, I just don't want to be ingesting anything. So I personally choose to use separate items. So this has been designated as my laundry detergent pot and whisk and all my little bowls and everything. So just in case you were wondering. And it's looking pretty well mixed. I'm just going to let it keep going for a little while longer. That smells really, really good. And laundry detergent is like one of my favorite fragrances in the world. So I really enjoy making this. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, so it looks pretty good. I don't see any chunks in there or anything. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go ahead and add my powdered products, which is my borax and my washing soda, which I've already got measured out. Go ahead and add that in. Whoa, it's splashing. So be careful for splashing. Pour that in. And get back to whisking. And it's kind of gritty. So what I'm going to want to do is turn this back up and bring it back to a boil. And I'm going to just continue to stir this until that grittiness is gone and it's more like a liquid. And you can see it's starting to thicken up a little bit. So whisk, whisk, whisk. And you want to watch it when you turn the heat back up because it will boil over very quickly. So you just want to bring it to a boil and reduce the heat. You don't want to keep it boiling because that will make a mess. I do know from experience. So yeah, if this bowl looks a little like cakey and residuey, it's because this is my laundry detergent pot. So that grittiness in the bottom is starting to go away now. And it's starting to froth up on the top, so I know it's getting ready to be to a boil again here in a sec. So while I'm waiting for this to boil back up, I am going to go ahead and add my 3 tablespoons of the Purex crystals, the scent crystals. Go ahead and shake that in. And it's starting to bubble a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and measure out my last 3 tablespoons real quick. So I'm doing this one-handed. And it's got this nice little pour spout on it, so let's see. There's one. Crystal good over here. There's 2. It's starting to smell so good. And 3. So that's 6 tablespoons total of the Purex crystals that I'm using this time, just to get an extra boost of fragrance. And you could also just completely add this into your wash. Like you could just sprinkle extra into your wash. I've even thought about getting like one of the bounce bars to put inside of the dryer. Oh, there she goes. So I'm going to turn this down real fast. She's about to bubble over on me. Whoa! If you just lift it from the heat a little bit and let the bubbles go down. There we go. it's still a little too hot. But what was I saying? Oh, like a bounce bar or something like that in the dryer, that would probably be nice. You could probably even just use like regular dryer sheets. I'm actually just going to take this off of here until it cools down a little bit. I'm going to move it onto the back burner. And I'm going to go ahead and dump in my last 3 tablespoons of laundry crystals. And give that a good whisking. It's really frothy. But that's not going to last. It's going to turn back into a clear liquid once it starts to cool down. Okay, so there's no grittiness in there. It feels like everything is nice and blended. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my jugs ready to pour this mixture in. You do want to let this cool a little bit, especially because the jugs that I'm using are kind of like a thin plastic. So I'm going to let that cool down a little bit, and I am going to get all of my stuff that I'm not using out of the way. That was just the lid that goes on there. We're done with the cheese grater. Uh-oh. All of this stuff. So jug 1 and jug 2. And in a container like this, I would strongly suggest writing that it's laundry detergent on there. As you can see, it's kind of faded a little bit. And I don't keep this near where my regular drinks are or anything like that. But my washer and dryer is in the kitchen. And I do have small children in the home. I do babysit. So I keep these up and out of the way. But I also label them laundry detergent just in case some idiot comes along and decides to take a swig of it. At least I've done my part. So I'm just going to take these lids off. And what I'm going to do is I am going to actually just sit this down in the sink. And I'm going to put my funnel on top. And that's what I'm going to be using to get my liquid back in. So we know for the most part that we used 8 cups of water. And we're going to be dividing this evenly into our 2 jugs. So you could pretty much guess and say that it's going to be about 4 cups per jug. But because we've added some dry to this as well, it's going to be a little bit more than 4. Last time I did it, it was like 4.5 per jug. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this here and I am going to pour it into my measuring cup, and I'm going to get it at 2 cups. It's a little bit more than 2, but that'll work. So I've got 2 cups worth of my mixture there, and I'm going to pour this directly into my funnel and my jug. Oh, excuse me. There she blows. Oh God, that smells so good. And she goes. So I'm going to do 1 more. And then whatever's left over, I'm just going to split in half. Doop. This kind of sucks doing it one-handed. But it's better than wasting a bunch of time waiting for somebody to come and be my camera guy and them never showing up or something. So we're going to make it do what it do. In it goes. Jeez, that smells amazing. Okay. So I'm going to take my funnel out. I'm going to sit her up on the counter for now. And you can see about how much that is in the jug. Not very much. I'm going to set my second one down in the sink. And I'm going to get me 2 more cups of my liquid. Oops, there we go. Well, it looks like it's going to come out even this time. Or maybe even a little bit less. That's crazy. I don't know what happened different this time, but last time it seems like it was just more. Alright, so in we go. Okay. And This should be our last one. This looks like it's going to be less than 2. Yeah, this is like 1 1/4. Maybe I let my water boil too long. Maybe my water boiled down. But I'm going to go ahead and use it anyway. And I'll let you guys know if I notice any difference between the two. Alrighty. So now we've got our solution pretty much for the most part distributed it. Seriously? I always say something goofy in my videos. So yeah, they're a little off. I could probably try to balance them. Let's see. A little bit more. But it's pretty much close. Gotta hurry up. I'm running out of time here. I'm already at 16 minutes. Okay, that's a lot closer to being even. It's still not like even, but it's a lot closer than it was before. Okay, so now what I'm going to do with my 2 jugs is I am going to fill both of them up the rest of the way with warm water. So, get my water running over here. And so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to fill it up about half a way, and I'm going to shake it up real good and then fill it up the rest of the way. So okay, that should be good. So I'm just going to snap my lid on top and give this a good shake. And I'm going to go ahead and fill it up the rest of the way. And that smells really good. Like you could definitely tell that there's a difference in fragrance this time. And it's getting kind of sudsy up towards the top, so I'm going to turn the water pressure down a little bit. No, still want it to be warm and not hot. I'm just going to let some of the foam run out. They say that if you add the water with a measuring cup that it won't have that foaminess to the top of it, but you know, we're doing it one-handed, so I'm just going to rinse the bottle off, put my lid on, shake it up, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. And this is a finished bottle of laundry detergent. Now what you want to do is you'll want to let this set 24 hours before using it. So this won't be ready to use until tomorrow. With this one we're going to do the same thing basically. Fill it up about half a way with water. Shake it up. Fill it up the rest of the way with water. And let this set overnight. And I have got a bottle here that I'll show you in just a second that is completely finished so that you can see what that looks like. And then I've got the joy of cleaning up my mess because I've like splashed stuff everywhere trying to do this one-handed and everything, so excuse my mess. Shake, shake, shake. Oh, and as far as using this, when you use this, I use 1 cup per load. You can use like a cup and a half for really dingy. You can use a half a cup for a half a load. And what I do is I had like a leftover lid from an old game container, and just getting some of the froth off the top. I just use that to measure out my laundry detergent. So we have got 2 full gallons of laundry detergent. Like I said, we're gonna let that set overnight. So I'll show you what one looks like when it's completely done. And I really like these bottles, by the way, because it has the thing on the top. But this is what a finished bottle of laundry detergent looks like. And this one's been sitting for about 2 weeks, so it started to separate a little bit. If you see at the bottom, it's like a little bit more clear. So I'm just going to shake that up real good before using it. And if it comes out to be too thick, you can always add more water to it as you go along. And you can always tweak your recipe as well. Like I said last time, I used a half a bar. I'm going to use a quarter bar this time to see if I could get it to come out a little bit thinner, a little less thick. Looks like I need to add more water to this one now that the suds are starting to settle. But that's pretty much it, guys. Once you've let these set overnight, 24 hours, it will look like this, and you'll be ready to rock. 1 cup for each load. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know if you have any questions, and take it easy, lemon squeezy. Bye.